Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be something different. I have my Acrobat Dom at 6 star, Warrior at 6 star, and Cena at 6 star. I get asked often, which one of the three should I take to 6 star first? And I don't think there's an easy answer. They're all great. So what I thought I would do is a series of videos. They may be some time apart, but this one is going to be on all three of them in Showdown. So I'm going to play some Dom, going to play some Warrior, play some Ghostbuster Cena against different Showdown opponents, and you guys will have that for a comparison. I'll show you the trainer. I have mostly the ideal setups for all three of them, so you should have a good comparison that way. There's a few things that you do need. I'll try and mention those as well. So hopefully you can make an informed, good decision on who to use your 6 star tokens on. So we're going to get started with Dom. I have his strap up there so you can see it. Armor, takedown, fury, it doesn't really matter. Dom doesn't care. But you do need La Familia. This is not optional. If you don't have this, you cannot use Dom, really. Don't take him 6 star without this. So you absolutely need this. That's a required thing, I would say. Otherwise, he's just not good. The moveset, 619, choose 2x2 area, swap into blue gems, 3 MP. Buckle Hurricane Rana, 2 MP blue, deal 95k damage, and then 47k bonus damage for every heal gem. And then the 1 MP Russian leg sweep, make 12 random gems into heal gems of strength 54k. So the idea is you fill the board with heal gems while you're hitting this. La Familia lets this recycle this, and you can basically do a ton of damage turn 1. Entourage-wise, Showdown, there's a raw link. Shout out to HBK Devil Dog for reminding me that, which gives you 1 more MP. So this lets us start with 5 green MP. Likely there's a chance this will be charged. Alternatively, you could use the green matchy match, which is Mutant Seth there. If you want to not worry about it and risk it for the biscuit, a green match, you could also use Rock for more heal gems, Showboat Rock. Showboat Rock is who you could use potentially instead of Rhonda. However, the second best thing you can possibly have is Rhonda. Heal gems do 150% more damage. That's a massive increase. He's not nearly as good without Rhonda. You do generate 2 less, but Rhonda is the second big thing. If you have those 2 things, I think 100% move forward with him. These are just the nice to haves. Here, extra 2 heal gems and Naomi is really nice, and then 1, 2, 3 kid, 15% more damage and 1 heal gem. They're nice to haves, but not required, right? So that's the setup, and let's get out here on take on Shinsuke. See how this goes. Corbin's there for the raw link. Other tag links is the Mysterio link. Doesn't really help Dom much though. So I'll probably play, depending on if the match plays what I would say normal-ish, I might play 1 or I might play 2. We'll see how it goes. Also, you can pay attention to the time it takes, because that'll be a factor in this. So we start with 2 MP because of the raw link, so we'll be loaded next turn, which is great. Blue will also be loaded. And this, again, is a showdown comparison. We're not talking feud here. I don't really care what I match, so we'll just match that. He got a yellow match. So he has, what is that? 13 million health? Let's see how we do here. Also, you guys know I'm extremely cascade prone. Interestingly enough, I almost never cascade with Dom, but I'm recording a video, so I probably will. That was a 3 million damage pop right there. This one, just look to make a 3 match that's not super likely to cascade. Like this is a good one. The La Familia allows the random heal gem to reload, and it allows the 2x2 to reload, so you basically now are just cycling through these moves, and they're going to get stronger every time. This is probably like 4.5 million now. Yep, 4.4 million. Which means that likely the next hit, he's done like dinner. And we'll just continue to place him right here, because that's a really good spot. And I think you get the idea of what this looks like. So this is a very normal match for Dom. I don't feel like I need to play a second match because this is what Dom does, right? He just does a ton of damage, doesn't care about your perks, and Shinsuke's done. We're full life. We could do a ton more damage still, but let's just get the pin. So that's Dom. That's how he plays. Honestly, that's how he plays in Feud. You just use MP and start. That's how Dom plays, right? Like, he's super consistent, doesn't care about perks, does his thing. Those are the best things about Dom. He's pretty much unstoppable. Nothing's gonna really nerf him. Yeah, so there's that. Let's move on to Warrior, because I think that was very standard Dom match. So I got the braid for Warrior. You do not need an ultimate strap. I just want to preface that. He has Fury 2. You don't need Fury 2. The braid makes a huge difference for Warrior. There are a few things for this build that you do need, and I would... Let's get off of this links tab. That's throwing me for a loop. All right. Warrior, of course, has the legend link, so let's just throw that in. A legend link? Sure. So actually, let's do Ghostbuster Cena. And I'll find an opponent, and then we'll run through Warrior real quick. 6-star Ray. Okay, he's got a big kick out. That works. And he's a trickster. He has dodge. That could be dodgy. Aha. But we'll go with it. So Warrior. This build, I would say... I would actually say you need the braid, or this build doesn't look anything like this. It's just like a third the damage you're going to see. Is it still usable? Yes, but braid is pretty much a must. Ultimate strap isn't. Fury 2s isn't. Braid is a must. We're going to use all 1 MP moves. Multiple clothesline. Choose 3 gems to destroy. Leaping clothesline. Make 3 random into X break. Leaping shoulder block. Increase your gem damage 46% 1 turn. The braid, you need to make 6 for it to go off. When you make 6 or more X breaks, increases all your gem damage by 100% for 2 turns. So we need to make 6. So not optional. You need DDP for 2 and Zombie Cane for 3. That lets you make the 6. That's what's needed. I really like Honky Tonk for obvious reasons. When you blow up the board, it's 50% more gem damage. Everyone has him, so he's there. Naka is very nice because it's an extra 100% gem damage, but that's more of a nice to have. That's 1 proc of the braid. You can still hit hard enough. If you don't have Nakamura, you could use like Snoop Hall of Fame. He's blue and red. It was pointed out to me that by the time you blow up the board, there's no blue and red on there. However, did I not say almost? Thought I said almost. Chat's saying almost. Did I call him something else? I said Nakamura? Okay, well, he's definitely almost. Thanks, chat. He's definitely almost. However, as you're breaking the blue and reds, those are guaranteed damage, so there's that. Otherwise, any dual gem color you want would probably be the way to go in that slot, right? You could also use some defensive stuff if you cared about that. However, you're winning turn 1, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. This is an offensive build for offense on the game, not defense, so there's that. Also, if you do have an ultimate and you ever get a Veer plate, Warrior's ridiculous on defense, but it doesn't really help you on offense. Again, so here we go. This is Warrior with almost, not Nakamura. Hopefully, Trickster doesn't dodge. That'll probably trigger me a lot. I hate dodge. So Domlin's turn 2, you saw for Showdown because we needed the 1 MP. Not always the case, but that's usually the case. Warrior, if I don't get dodged and do Mherex things cascading, will probably be turn 1 if the emulator decides to load. Holy cow. Alright, so ton of reds, ton of blues. This is very nice. This is what we want to see. It's really simple. Hit your buff. Throw your gems. Oh, Oh, and I guess I could click on these and show you guys the difference too. All right, so we do have one set of buffs. Take the reds, for example. They're already up to 52k. The almost effect makes them 78k. Between all the X-Break coaches we have on there, makes a huge difference. So, yeah, Kenny, absolutely. If you see Warrior with a Veer plate, just skip. It's not worth the headache. Now you just want to destroy a blue and a red. And we're going to be off and running with the buffage. You don't have control over where the X-Breaks go, so eventually you may be done sooner rather than later. It just depends. Okay, so now red's 123k and 88k respectively. Blues are 130. I don't have an X-Break on a blue to show you. So we want to break another red and another blue. I think this is now the third cycle, if I'm not mistaken. Is this the third, guys, or is this the fourth? I think we're on the third. Third, thanks, Sap. Still didn't land one on a blue. 177, 134, and 198 on the blues now. And we can still go for a while, it's looking like. Boom. There we go. You can see why the X-Break trainers and coaches like Honky Tonk Man and Almost are nice, because we are literally loading the board up. Now we have blue for comparison. 356k, 280k, 240k, 190. So you can see we are getting way, way up there now. So this is, you know, I forgot what we were on now. Is this 5 or is this 4? Is this 4? This must be 5 at this point. I think this is 5. This is definitely, yeah, it's 5. This is definitely plenty to win. Way more, because he's way under health, to be honest. He's going to hit super hard. The blues now, 465k, 376, 314, 255, 380 on the purple, 315. Pretty ridiculous. You know, just for fun, let's be greedy. Why not? It's a video. Let's have some fun. And let's get this 6th one. Potentially, if I don't cascade. If I cascade, we're probably going to blow up the board anyway. Alright. So this is the max you can do with this, unless you have better metals than me. This is the max you're going to hit unless you have better strap and metals. This is a ridiculous amount of buffage. So this should be insane. Alright, here we go. Get ready for the boom. Ray is very toast. That was 17 million, just about. So yeah, that's what Warrior can do. It's a few clicks. If we had done one less click, it would have been around 14 million. One less click than that, probably like 11 million. It seems to gain around like 3 millish a cycle. So with that setup. So that's Warrior. And that's pretty normal. You might do one less cycle, but that's pretty normal. If you cascade, you might only do like 8 million. And Ray was nice and didn't dodge. Yeah, that was very nice. So that's definitely not always the case. Okay, last up, Cena. I'm not going to throw a strap up for him because, to be honest, he doesn't need one at all. I do have a strap equipped to him. It's from Boss Battle, so it's got Fury on it and Queen's Tiara, but it's not needed at all. Likely with this build, gem defense is probably the route I would go, to be honest, but it's not a big deal. All right, so Cena, let's take a look at him. Electrifying Ghostbuster, 7 MP black, deal 100k damage, choose 4 gems to make into red. Central Park Sunset, 1 MP, deal 81k damage, plus 579 bonus damage per countdown, and then 1 MP red throwback, deal 250k 250, reading is hard, 25k damage, and choose 3 gems to make into 1 turn countdown gems. That will make 6 rando into color turn. The entourage for this one, since it's Showdown, we're using Alundra. I want to point out that once Ridge is 6-star, he is a better trainer than King of Kings here. However, my Ridge is not 6-star yet. This is a little bit less damage than Ridge, but should give you a really good idea of what it has. Alundra isn't required for Showdown. You could also, if you want to risk the board and stuff and risk getting a pin potentially, you could just as easily run King of Kings and Ridge here, Ridge and Jimmy, King of Kings and Jimmy, whatever you want, right? You could do those things. I prefer Alundra because it makes it very consistent for me. Cena, not replaceable because he's an extra countdown, and Rhea, no real replacement because she's 35% more damage from the countdowns. If you're missing Rhea, it's okay. You're going to have Ridge. He's going to add a bunch. You can just kind of use whatever you feel like there. There's no replacements for these two, though. The must-have, I would say, though, the more you have, the better. And then just do the math on how... You can see each one we're going to do like about, what is it, like 4.8 million right now in countdown damage each time we get one. So if we get a black match on turn 1, we're winning turn 2 every time. That's how this is going to work. Anyway, I will show you guys this. You'll just do a little bit with each one you don't, less with each one you don't have, but do keep in mind Ridge will add more. And if you didn't have Rhea, then you could maybe risk it more if you felt like it. So instead of Alundra at that point, or you didn't have Cena, maybe you're running Ridge and King of Kings, or Ridge and Jimmy, right? If that makes sense. Okay. Let's get out there and let's go against Dom. Why not? He might do Dom things. Speed-wise, I'm pretty sure Cena's going to win the speed, but let's find out. Also, when I'm done, I'm going to ask chat to chime in and talk about their thoughts on these three. Part of the reason why I wanted to record this live is, 1, they wanted to see it, and 2, there should be some interesting who thinks who's better for Showdown. So I'm going to take my black match down here. Honestly, if you had it, Cena would be one of the best people to put a skip strap on. I hardly ever say that, but that would be, I would love a skip strap for Cena. So if you have a Legend Acro skip strap, Cena's your guy. You can see this is going to hit for like, what, 4.7 million right there. We have our black match. So this should be over next turn. Very easily. Hey Seb, how are you? Welcome in. Just recording a video on Showdown. So the thing with Cena is you're choosing the reds, so we can make a row break and get these off again. So we can just pop these, you know, wherever we feel like. We'll just put them right here. So at this point, we have done like 4.6 twice. So what are we at? Like 9 million, I think, ish. And then we're going to do another 4.6. So that's going to be like 13 million plus damage really quickly. Just going to make a row break to refill this stuff up. 1, 2, 3. And just put this here, because why not? Okay. Actually, it'd be way more because all 6 are on there. So that'd be, what, like 18 million, actually? Something like that. 9 and 9, yeah, 18 million. Is that right? I don't know. It's a lot. No, not 18. Like third. I don't know. Math is hard. We did a lot of damage. We did a lot of damage, and it was fast. Okay, so that's the 3. That's the typical Cena match. Math is hard. He does too much for Mherex to add up. That's clear. So that's all 3 of them in Showdown, with basically your best potential setup for him. 4.7 times 4. Yes, thank you, Sapper. So that's 16. That's 18.8 million on turn 2. 18.8 million damage in 2 turns. So that's Cena. I would say that's pretty standard for how they all play. However, if you miss the black match on turn 1, you're not doing that much damage on turn 2. So there is that. That's why Alundra is there, because you could run into some pin issues and you don't get that second set going. So there is that, and I would caution that, being aware of that. That's why I use Alundra. So, having seen all 3 of them, chat, which would you use offensively for Showdown? I think I have my ideas. What do you have for ideas? Which one do you think was the best? Why would you use them, or not? Yeah, it's nasty either way, right, Sap? All of them were pretty nasty. Ghostbuster Cena quicker. Cena fewer clicks, it seems. Cena is definitely the fastest. So Cena is best with the right trainers, but I like Warriors. The setup is more usable for those lacking top trainers. Fair enough. Issa says Dom. Also a Z-plate on Cena. You could run a Z-plate on him, absolutely. Yes, he is very fast. So if you have a defensive strap and a Z-plate, you can stack that defense up, and then if you do cascade or get a small pin, you might win too, for sure. Speed-wise, Cena, more consistency, Warrior. Warrior for me. You need Cena, but I also like Warrior. Okay. Interesting. No one has said Dom yet. Are there... Oh, no, Issa said Dom. Anyone besides Issa like Dom? Why do you like Dom, Issa? You do, Jam? Okay. Whale lineup, highly. Dom is slow, but he never loses. He really doesn't lose at anything, right? He'd be your second option for Dom? Without all the rare stuff, Warrior with rare Cena. The only one you have everything for. That makes sense, Issa. That makes a lot of sense. Dom, but I have a 50% defense strap. Liking the Warrior with Braid. It's fun to hit hard, right? Yeah. So, yeah. Leave your comments in the video, guys. I'm very interested to see what you think on the YouTube. First time I've really tried doing a video like this to give you side-by-side comparison and hopefully help you decide easier who to level. I will do a comparison that I'll call like a feud comparison, where I'll simulate feud on a tour at some point. Heck, maybe even if I was home this weekend, I might try and record it during Flash Feud, but I won't be home to record, so I won't do that. But then, you know, you guys will have like, okay, this is what they do in Showdown, this is what they do in Feud. Also, I'll probably do one giving my final thoughts across the board and counting boss battle and stuff. But if you want to see more videos like this as I get people 6-star, literally I sort of ended up just taking them because Cena was the only one I didn't have, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to level him so that you guys can see an accurate comparison. I'm not saying I will always do that, but if it's something that people have a lot of interest in, as I get tokens, maybe I will do more of it for people I have, if it makes sense to me. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you find this video useful. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, as that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and good luck out there.